All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Mark Billingsley. I'm the director of the Center for Innovation, Commercialization, and Entrepreneurship, Center ICE at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. This is an event that we're putting on in collaboration with Alaska Apex Accelerator. You'll hear some more about that here in a few minutes. This is the purpose. The purpose of this is really to connect you all with resources. That's it. We are resources. The staff we have are resources, and we actually have some resources that we can directly support companies with. And really, we're here to support you, or we hope that you are a good match for our resources. What to expect. This isn't going to go more than 60 minutes. You're going to get a quick introduction to resources that are available to you, and then our contact information so that you can gain access to these resources so you can reach out to us. Also, we're going to try to find a way to gather your information. We'll have a survey here in a few minutes so that we can gather your information so that we can reach out to you as is appropriate. And we are going to have, rapid introduction to the resources. We're just going to go through, we're just going to go through the different organizations, 3 minutes each, and then the rest of the time will be open to you to introduce yourself or ask questions. We can talk some more about what we have going on, but this can be guided by you as much as it is by us. Okay, so this kind of gets to who we're trying to help. We are looking for existing businesses or aspiring businesses. So it's fine if you're an innovator, an entrepreneur, but you don't have your business set up yet. But we are looking for folks who are or want to be a business owner or a leader. And we're especially looking for people who are trying to do innovative work. I'll say that's true of FAST and Center ICE. I think Apex has got a broader reach. They'll support just a larger scope of folks, but this event is really aimed at businesses or aspiring businesses that are wanting to do innovative work. Don't have to be doing it already. Great if you are, and we can get into a description of what that means, but our resources are especially geared toward people who are trying to take an innovative approach or to a problem or develop innovative products. And the last thing is we're really also interested in folks who are or want to be contracting with the U.S. Department of Defense. So that's sort of the goal for who we're trying to reach or who we're trying to help you become a business that's doing innovative work for the U.S. Department of Defense. So here's our agenda: 3-minute pitch from each of these organizations, the Center ICE, Apex, FAST, Alaska Innovation Alliance, and NSIN, National Security Innovation Network. And then you can introduce yourselves, ask questions, whatever you want. We can keep on talking. Don't worry, we can fill the time, but that's not what our goal is here. We really want to serve you. So that's it. That's sort of the intro. We're going to jump into this with 3-minute pitches. Let's see. Maybe at the end of this would be a good time. Or Eric, can you drop in the survey now into the chat, and then we can drop it in again at the end of the pitches. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's get going. First one is Center ICE.
Thanks, Mark. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. So Center ICE is based at the University of Alaska Fairbanks at the Trothier campus, but we have a footprint across the University of Alaska system, both internal to the university and externally. So it's innovation, commercialization, and entrepreneurship. We work with those leading innovators and the facilities that we have within the university system that are focused on research and innovation. So this could be an individual researcher at UAF and across the university that has an expertise that could help you as a company go after funding. This could be a sub-award on a small business grant. This could be contracted services that the university can bring to the table to work with you to go after opportunities that you can apply for as a business. we can connect you to students, faculty, and staff, so individuals across the university, for problem solving. This could be a student-based project. This could be a faculty-led project. We have support for those faculty members to work towards solutions to problems, whether they be Department of Defense, dual use, or directly for you as an organization. We have a customer discovery training program to give you support to be able to go and talk to end users for your products, for the solutions that you're building. Those can be Department of Defense groups that you might want to talk to, as well as to organizations in the private sector. And then for those startups that are looking for summer internship programs, we have a capability to partner you with University of Alaska students. And finally, before we move to the next pitch, is here's 2 examples of students working on Department of Defense problem sets with Arlson Air Force Base through an academic class. So we have class training as well as research, and we're always open to new collaborations and supporting faculty to develop solutions to Department of Defense needs.
Right. Thank you, Peter Webley. That's Peter Webley from Center Ice. And next, this is a rapid, so take as much time as you need. Evelyn Hockame from Alaska Fast.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Evelyn, and I manage the Federal and State Technology Partnership Program at Center ICE. Alaska Fast, it's a free program that is dedicated to support small businesses and innovators here in Alaska to apply successfully for small business innovation research and small technology transfer research here in Alaska. All of our services are free, and we offer agency topic and navigation. So there's a total of 11 agencies that are part of the SBIR CTR program. And we support you understanding what the goals of the agencies are, for example, the Department of Defense. And we have resources to help you develop and write a proposal. We do as well offer review services. So once you have completed developing that proposal, we review it a couple of times. And I think one of the most valuable tools that we offer in our program is our SBIR training online. We recently just completed our SBIR National Science Foundation training online. So if you're interested in learning as well about that program, that is something that you can access online. And we partner with the Alaska SBTC to support their Trend Phase Zero grant, which is a mini grant of $10,000 that offers SBIR, STR opportunity for you to develop a proposal. A little bit about the Department of Defense. It includes the Navy, the Army, and the Air Force. And what they're looking for in very simple terms is innovations, technology, services that support warfighters in the field. This includes many areas from cyber, healthcare, risk mitigation, and here in Alaska as well, you could think about the challenges that the Air Force and Navy and the Army face in the Arctic. Recently, the Department of Defense approved an open topic for each agency. What this means, it means that you don't necessarily have to apply with your idea or your innovation under one of the specific categories, but if you have an idea that could potentially have a big impact, you could apply under this open topic. And the goal of this is to obviously contract more small businesses to provide services. It is, if you're really interested in contracting with the Department of Defense, the SBIR program is one of the first steps in essentially how you put your foot at the door with these agencies in order to make that happen. And we're here to help. So there is, we have a website, and obviously all the Center ICE information is online, but our easiest way to get SBIR STTR support is having a consultation with me via Zoom. So if you're interested in that, I'll be more than happy to share my Calendly in the chat with the attendees today. So thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Evelyn. So yeah, so the SBIRs and STTRs, those are what, 100 to starting at $100,000, and phase twos go up to 1.5 million or something.
It depends, yes. There could be projects that are smaller as well. They could be a phase one of up to $50,000 just to do a proof of concept. But yeah, generally you're looking at a phase one of 250,000 and a phase two. Then again, it depends on the agency or the Department of Defense. It could be up to 500,000. So and Peter just confirmed, yeah, phase one could be from 50,000 up to 250,000. So that's an opportunity.
They're certainly competitive, but they're an awesome resource if you can get them. Great way to get your foot in the door with federal contracting. And Evelyn's full-time job is basically to help you all Alaska businesses apply for and win these grants. And as far as what Peter was saying there, yeah, we at Center Ice, we have a suite of programs that we would love to connect you with, but we're also looking for creative ways to work with you and to support you. Sincerely, that's where we're at. We want to understand what innovative ideas or solutions you have and try to find a way to support you in delivering them to or matching them up with DoD needs. And really, we will be creative in that. All right, next person up is Carolyn with Apex.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Carolyn Pratt, the program manager for the Alaska Apex Accelerator. Some of you may have known us formerly as the Alaska PTAC. So we just did a rebranding. Nothing changed about our program or services. We just have a new brand. So we're funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the Department of Defense, and we're hosted by the University of Alaska Anchorage. The Apex Accelerator program is a national program. There are 96 other Apex accelerators, including Puerto Rico and Guam. So if anybody is joining us from outside of Alaska today, there is a similar program most likely in your area as well. So basically what we do is provide free assistance with all aspects of government contracting, whether you're just starting or maybe you're an established business and now looking at some opportunity for contracting. And we are not limited to just DoD or even federal. We provide assistance with state agencies as well as local. And local might be the borough, could be a school district, it might be the state of Alaska itself. So we're not just limited to the federal DoD. Next slide. So we have 4 core service areas. One is the technical assistance, which is all one-on-one confidential service for any particular aspect of government contracting that you may be looking for some help with. We also provide all kinds of workshops, trainings, outreach events. We have a pretty extensive on-demand library of webinars. Most of our events are online, virtual, and we have a bid match service, which is basically an electronic search engine that is set up with a search profile to match your company capabilities. And that search engine goes out every day and goes through a host of different sites where opportunities are posted, and it will grab anything that matches something in your profile. And then you get a chance to review what those solicitations are and if there's something you want to pursue and how to proceed with that. And then we also actually work with the government agencies quite a bit. And the purpose behind that is really to increase your readiness to do business with a particular agency. And next. So what does that technical assistance look like? Here are some of the things we can help with. There's a lot of different kinds of registrations and certifications required. We can help you with, for example, SAM.gov, the System for Award Management, or maybe you're looking at the requirements for being certified as a woman-owned or a veteran-owned. We can help you navigate those processes. We can help match your capability to opportunities. That's basically the bid match service I was describing. We can also help identify governments and purchasing offices that may be looking for the product or service you are offering. We can help you understand the different kinds of terms and regulations that are part of navigating the whole government contracting process. We can help with review of non-technical aspects of bids and proposals. We do not write proposals or put bids together, but if there are areas that you want someone to take a look at or have questions about, we can certainly help with that. And we also can help with subcontracting. We have a number of prime contractors that are often reaching out to identify subcontractors for a particular award that they received. And we can also help with some market research, how to determine what agencies are buying what you're selling and how much of it are they buying and selling. And that's pretty much in a nutshell.
Thanks, Carolyn. Apex is I mean, a lot of companies would consider government contracting to be very consistent, reliable, and a very good, successful outcome. And Apex, I mean, it's a great resource that's really just there to help you get to that goal. And their team has just been there for a long time, great expertise. Yeah, like honestly.
Thanks, Anna.
I'm going to drop a note there. Feel free to drop questions in the chat, or also here in a couple of minutes, you'll have a chance to introduce yourself or ask questions if you want. All right. Next, we've got the Alaska Innovation Alliance. I think that's Peter again representing, because the person who's in charge of that is not available right now.
Yes, thank you, Mark. So you can see here from the content what the focus of the Alaska Innovation Alliance is. It's the Department of Defense groups in the state, along with some of our collaborators in the Pacific Northwest, of which Brady is here representing in a moment. The academic side and industry businesses, and it's just a environment and a place to come and talk. Today is one example of an event that's been put together, but we also, as part of the Alaska Innovation Alliance, have monthly forums and get-togethers to talk about needs, opportunities, calls that are out there, challenges that could be a fit for Alaskan businesses and Alaska capabilities. So we developed this as just a way to share, communicate, and connect on a regular basis. So we don't hear about an opportunity within the 3 days before it's due versus hearing about it, learning more about it the month before it's due, and therefore can prepare and be the greatest chance of success to go after the opportunity. So it came together between myself at the University of Alaska Fairbanks and Tanya Papaya, who is the Northwest Regional Director for the National Security Innovation Network. We have an invite-only LinkedIn group, and we also have a monthly get-together through Zoom. For those that might want to get together, I think there was an in-person component in Anchorage, but the rest of us are online. There's a number of individuals from the DoD, as well as the private sector and the academic sector, that come into those meetings. We talk about what's going on. We talk about some of our highlights of the month, some of our lowlights and our needs, and really just want to make sure that the Alaskan community is aware of opportunities, both in Alaska and outside Alaska, that we could go after. And I'll make sure through the team here at Center Ice that these links are shared afterwards along with the survey, so you can click on those and attend or sign up for the group and attend the event. But really, it's just like what we have today, but more specific on opportunities and hearing needs, and a sort of a three-way conversation that can help us as a community and as a state go forwards. So back to you, Mark.
Great, thank you, Peter. And our last presentation is from Brady at Ensign.
Muted, figured it out. Nice to meet everybody. My name is Brady Ryan. I'm with National Security Innovation Network. My colleague, Tanya Paripa, generally covers Alaska, but she's on a vacation right now, so she'd be a great person to talk to as well. So Ensign, who are we? We're part of the DoD. We report up through a group called DIU to Secretary of Defense, and our whole job is to help the warfighter innovate and solve problems really quickly. And the way we do that is by building a network that leverages smart people. So that generally for us means startups and students. All of our programs are free to you. They're also free to our mission partner, and they have an early stage and non-classified focus. So we're looking a lot at dual use ventures, dual use meaning folks who both want to sell to the Department of Defense and into kind of the general economy as well. And we have some programs to support that. One of the programs that might be of interest here are called challenges. These are programs where we find a problem statement from somebody in the DoD, and then we go and find the commercial vendors who might be able to support it. We run it as a competitive process. We cut checks to the winners at the end, anywhere from $75,000 prize pools to up to $250,000 prize pools. That's non-dilutive. You're not signing up to deliver anything for winning that money. You can use it for R&D, but by going through this process, you also get kind of a side door to acquisition. Obviously, acquisition or selling into the DoD is difficult. We've made that hard on ourselves, and we recognize that. So we're trying to build in these kind of side doors so that folks can get paid a little bit more quickly. Upcoming challenges, if this is what anybody here is working on, pay attention. We've got some around AI shipbuilding infrastructure, reducing the cost of hypersonics, expeditionary energy. So how do you get energy out into the field where it can be used to, in this case, power big cameras? Range scheduling, electronic warfare, parsing the 5G spectrum, and some communications technologies as well. So with that, I'll probably leave it here. My email address is down there, bryan.ctr@ensign.mil. Tanya Paripa, again, she is the person who kind of covers Alaska usually. She's available as well, but feel free to reach out to me if there's anything that Ensign can do to support. One thing I forgot to say, we also run a few accelerators focused on dual use ventures. And we have a group called the Transition Cell that will meet with dual use ventures and kind of give a little bit of guidance around SBIRs, how to find use cases, how to find champions. So some overlap kind of with what you've heard already, but just another set of resources for folks to be aware of.
Great. Thank you, Brady. That's excellent. All right, so we can fill the rest of this time by droning on, but why don't you tell us what you want to hear? You can ask questions, please, for any of these programs or something related to any of these. Feel free to speak up. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your innovation or idea and how you think it might fit into the DoD. And then we, among ourselves, can help you figure out which of these programs could serve you. I think that would be that could be helpful. Yeah, and introducing yourself so that other folks in the room know who else is here. You guys among yourself can create a community, but also just to kind of understand who would even be attending this. And really, that's actually how we kind of came to this too. It's like, who's out there who is or wants to be a DoD contractor doing something innovative. So we really, it's a small state. We're really trying to find out who's out there and what they're doing and what do they want to do. So please don't hesitate to put your hand up.
So Mark, it looks like we have it set up that people are able to talk now, so you don't have to raise your hand, but remember, we don't want 3 people speaking at once. So I think Samson, you were the first.
Yeah, I just got a quick question here. My name is Samson Shepard. I own and run Arctic Manufacturing Services in Anchorage. You mentioned at the beginning of this that you would be presenting some resources. And so just to clarify, the resources that you are presenting were the previous 4 agencies?
Yes.
Okay, thanks so much.
Sure, you're welcome. And each of those has a whole suite of things that they do, whether it's services or providing some kind of connection to some kind of support. We have graduate students. We can provide sometimes direct support. So yeah, there's kind of a wide range. Go for it, Courtney.
Hey, I'm Courtney Opshag. I'm the CEO of Blue Ocean Gear. We're actually a California-based company, but we do a lot of work in Alaska. We provide smart buoy technology for commercial fishing fleets and other industries to track gear and also provide mission critical ocean data. We have sold a little bit into the Navy, but with only a couple of contacts, it's hard to kind of get real traction. So I guess my questions are one, like which program would be appropriate, and two, also like especially for we're not an Alaska-based company, so and I think some of these programs are only for Alaskan companies. So.
Who among our panel would like to answer some of that? It might be multiple people.
I'll take a first crack. Yeah, so Ensign, we're all over the country and we work with folks from anywhere, right? We do have some additional resources in a few different states, but for the most part, we're pretty agnostic as to where you come from. I'm going to put my name or my email address in the actually it's on the screen right now, but I'll put it in the chat as well. Feel free to reach out. We have oh, look at that, very well prepared. We have that group I mentioned, the transition cell, who are happy to kind of talk with dual use ventures and think through use cases that are sometimes really not apparent. They're also really well networked, and they often have some ideas. Hey, you should go talk to my buddy over here, or oh, I know that so and so just put out an SBIR solicitation that you guys might want to apply for. So happy to connect and connect you with some other folks at Ensign who can support.
Great, thanks, Billy.
And then Courtney, yeah, hi there. So the other thing that I mentioned briefly is the facilities that we have within the University of Alaska system, both UAF, US, and UAA, looking at some of the SBIR opportunities. If there's a capability that the institution could bring to support your company to be able to be successful, obviously that brings opportunities to Alaska as well as to support yourself, but where you're based. So there are places like that where the programming we have within the institution could support those external that to Alaska. And obviously you're integrating into the Alaska ecosystem as well as being based outside Alaska. So there are some opportunities that we provide within the university system that you could be able to work with.
Thank you.
Arlo, did you want to introduce yourself or say something?
Yeah, thank you, Arlo Davis in Fairbanks at UAF IARC. I'd like to break into the market of teaching village councils, offices in Alaska how to own, operate, and maintain ham radios, and also a backup power supply powered by hydropower, specifically the water lily. You put it in a little stream or river. Ham radios have historically been used to great effect in Alaska, and we've all moved to VHF platform, but the VHF platform doesn't have the reach that hams do.
Peter, do you want to take it from there? I mean, there's some kind of university invention type stuff there also, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you, and Arlo. I think we've interacted a few times at the university. Thanks for coming today. Yeah, so there's some programming we have within Centerize. So we have some what we call stakeholder discovery. So the ability for you to gain access to some travel support to go and speak to some of those members of the rural Alaska community that would be operating those systems, and to find out what would be the setup for an organization to be most effective, who would need to be partnering with you to set that up. So I can follow up with you on that side, and that would give you the chance to go and speak to more of those potential members of the support network that you would want to work with to set it up. And then also how to integrate that into what you're doing already with the university to build this up, whether it be some training programs we have or resources to connect you with students all the way from undergrad to graduate in that venture. So I'll follow up with you afterwards, and there's some parallel programs at UAF that could help you on there.
Yeah. Hi, Peter. I recognize you, and thanks. I'll look for your email.
Sounds great.
I believe Anna's next. I just want to say real quick to Courtney about the Blue Ocean gear. This for some of the center ice support, the stronger the connection to Alaska, the more the easier it is for us to provide the support. But we're really looking for creative ways to support companies that are doing innovative stuff that has military applicability and who want to access the military markets. Like that's a good win for us. So what we are not talking about here is the details of how we would do that, because we're going to be creative in how we do that. What we need to hear is what you all are doing so that we can craft something to that creative that fits both the company's needs and that matches sort of the services that we can provide. So if you can, maybe follow up afterwards with Peter, because his email address is there. But if we can understand what your presence in Alaska is like, or what you want it to be like, and then we can understand what your needs are. You said trying to break into the market. Is that the only thing? Is there also technology needs? Those kinds of details help us understand where you're at, so that we can better figure out if there's a match on how we could provide some resources to support you. All right, Anna, sorry, you're next.
This is Annie Huntington Christa, CEO of NTVI Federal Incorporated, which is actually a holding company for about 8 other companies. Borealis Enterprises is one of them, one of the bigger ones. NTVI Solutions is another. We've been contracting with the federal government for years and have taken advantage of Apex over the years. Before it was named something else, we took advantage then as well as the SBA, the office in Alaska. Have never made the connection, however, to the University of Alaska, other than Apex and what UAF used to offer in terms of small business development years ago when I lived there. I'm between the East Coast and the West Coast right now, running this company, but wanted to encourage everyone to truly take advantage of these resources, because that's how I was able to grow our company. Within 2.5 years, went from a negative $1.5 million to now we're up in the, we're around $6 million in net profit. And that is a huge growth. And it's really because I took advantage of resources just like this. I only know about center ice and Ensign with other discussions I've had with other contractors who do work for the federal government. I wanted to put my name in this chat box because we're always looking to network. We're always looking to partner. One of the critical changes that happened in not just the federal contracting world, but in the small business world and with contractors on the federal side, is that you are more welcome and able to walk in the door if you have had a discussion with a potential partner or even a subcontractor or even another prime to try to help the government to solve their problems. We've gotten our biggest contracts with the Internal Revenue Services just that way, starting small, finding the right key partners, developing that relationships, making it legal, of course, and all that, but always using resources like Apex. Apex is absolutely awesome in getting you signed up with SAMS and maneuvering that big black hole. But there's other resources on this in this forum that can help you just as well. So I mainly want to get on just so I can network, put our name out there. If you have questions, I'll put my email address in the chat box as well. If you have something that you think that we might be able to partner on, check out our website, and I'll stop there to give other people a chance to talk.
That's awesome, Anna. What a great testimonial. And you can hear that she is an entrepreneur through and through, just the way, and it's inspiring to hear her story too. That's great. Thank you. I think Eric may be next.
Eric Wart.
Yes.
Yeah, this is me. Hi, thanks for doing this. It's really great to hear about this. I'm a professor at UAA, and I work a lot with colleagues at UAA, UAF, UAS on infectious disease and biotoxins on the environmental side in Alaska and the Arctic. And one of the things that we're looking at is potentially spinning this off as a consulting group or a technology demonstration group. We develop a lot of technologies that build off of existing commercial technologies, and they have the capability of doing things like detecting diseases in animals, in people, deliberate release of something like a biological weapon or a biotoxin. And it's something that usually we just sort of run through academic or government channels at this point, but that's not a very nimble way to do it. There's not a steady source of income, even support for projects, especially in short term. So we're thinking about spinning off a commercial consulting venture for actually doing that and being able to deploy that technology with federal agencies that want to use it. And in addition to providing the training, and then an entrepreneurship aspect for students at the university that can participate in Arctic biosecurity as well as environmental health. So it's something that we've been talking about, and I'd really like to explore which of your organizations might be able to partner with us and what exact funding mechanism we would go for in collaboration with Department of Defense, Homeland Security, or other agencies, whether it was an SBIR or was it something that was more of a specific RFA. So I'm really just sort of thinking about it in broader terms now rather than just academic terms. So we're in the very embryonic exploration stage about this.
Yeah, that's something, Eric. I mean, I think I could talk to you. I have thought a lot about what you're saying there, and your story rings very true. Developing technologies based on existing commercial technologies, that's what everything is. Nobody invents anything from scratch, but kind of small stuff spinning out of the university. But is it really a viable business model? How to make it a viable business model? That's a big part of this. I think that SBIRs could be good. APEC, government contracting could be a way for the company to get on its feet. I think there's a lot that you're right, and it's not easy. It's not especially easy, but like it's good to be thinking that way, and it's also going to increase the impact of your research, and then it's actually going to propel your research to the next level. Also, I think you're going down the right track, I guess is all I'm saying.
Thank you. I would definitely be in touch about it. Oh, go ahead.
If I could add to that, sorry, Eric. So we've mentioned about these different mechanisms to go after funding or get contracted from the Department of Defense. But for those at the very early stage, some of it's what we call stakeholder and customer discovery. It's finding out who wants the technology, the solutions that you're developing. So when you do go for a small business grant, you've got that evidence that there's going to be an end user at the end of it, whether that be a Department of Defense or a commercial venture. So we have some programs to support you, the one I mentioned for Arlo, to give you that chance to learn value propositions, to learn customer segments, but going and speaking to the potential end users, the stakeholders, the clients for your developed solutions. And then you can go to the SBIR through something like FAST or contracting, working with Apex, going into a challenge that Ensign might have. You've already got evidence that there's a customer base, a client base for that technology or for that solution. So these, what we call ICOR or stakeholder discovery programs, give you the chance to pursue that and learn how to be able to prepare and describe the value of your solution to the end user. So that's something that we have at Center ICE that could get you even more prepared to go after SBIRs.
That's perfect. Thank you.
I think Walter is next, and I'll say I also see Stephen Grabaki dropped his name and his information. I've talked to him in the past. I know does some innovative stuff, and TriJet, I believe. I think I know what they do too. Montes, I know I've heard that. So these are all good examples. Now, what we have on our plate, what Center ICE folks do is filter people to existing programs, but also outside the bounds of that, take creative approaches on how to engage with some of these companies. That's center ice. FAST has a different approach to things. So, they've got their SBIRs and STTRs, then Apex has their offerings. So it's great to be kind of hearing these stories. We're going to take notes, and please do reach out to us and kind of tell us where you're at. Again, that innovator who wants to do something with the military, kind of government contracting, that's our sweet spot. All right, go for it, Walter.
Hi, yes, I'm Walter Combs with Montes Corporation. We're a new startup here in Wasilla, Alaska, and I've got 27 years experience with the FAA in weather surveillance and observation systems. I built the Alaska or the FAA's weather camera program, and after I retired, I started Montes. I have developed a monitoring system that provides 360-degree visual camera images, all the weather data, and a number of different services that the system can provide. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm interested in this program and interested in a number of different military DoD type services that we can provide. So I just wanted to put that out there, and thanks very much.
Thank you. And Noah Shackler, I think it is.
Yes, Noah Schachtel. But yes, thanks for having me, and thanks for putting this together. It's really awesome. But yeah, my name is Noah, and I'm with Box Power. We're a turnkey end-to-end microgrid solutions provider based in California. We have an ecosystem of software services and modular hardware. We specialize in rapidly deployable containerized solar BESS systems designed for rural and remote areas. We've actually deployed a few systems in Alaska already, namely in Buckland, Deering, and Pilot Point, in collaboration with a few parties like Deerstone and NANA. I don't have a particular question, but I'm here to just learn about the various resources and as we begin to reignite conversations in Alaska in light of federal funding opportunities from the Department of Energy, like the ERA and GRIP funding. And yeah, looking to partner with organizations to perhaps explore coalition-based approaches to various funding opportunities and just learn as much as I can. So yeah, thanks for having me.
That's great. Thanks for introducing yourself, Noah. Yeah, I remember when Box Power first came up here, maybe four or so years ago. And to answer that question, Anna, it's Box Power. Great. Anybody knowing that Walter have their hands up, but they've already had a chance to talk. If you have anything else to say, please go for it. Yeah, go ahead, Noah. Or go ahead, Stephen.
Okay. Steve Grebecki here, Greystar Pacific. We had a phase 1 from USDA for a high electrolyte rehydration beverage, and we missed on our phase 2 application to USDA. USDA allows only one try. So I've been in touch with Brady over the years, and also with several other folks, trying to find a home for this within DoD, and with no success. And I'm really looking for some help. And Brady, I've been in touch with Keith Archibald, and over several years with Naval Tech Bridge, Ralph Duncan, and Kate Hoy, and they will say things like they're going to help me find something, and then in the next conversation they scold me for not doing it on my own. So I really need some help on this, and I'll be in touch with Peter and with Evelyn, and looking forward to learning a little more. I hope we can get this going somewhere with the DoD, but that's what I'm going for. And maybe I'll talk to you again sometime, Brady. But nice to see you.
Yeah, Stephen, please do reach out. Within Center Ice, we have a number of programs that could connect you with those within the university, and then reach back through to the Department of Defense. Again, obviously wanting to make sure that we invest our time in supporting you and making it beneficial for you. But please do reach out and work out a chance for a one-to-one to learn how we can help you within the university environment in that pursuit.
Stephen, good to talk to you again. I'd check out the 711th Human Performance Wing at AFRL if I haven't pointed you to them before.
I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you, Brady.
Okay. let me know if this is better. I'm shouting at the computer now. I would check out the 711th Human Performance Wing out of AFRL if you haven't looked at them. They're the most forward-leaning organization that I'm aware of in the DoD that's looking at human performance research. So how do we get our warfighters performing at their best? So they do a lot of medical stuff. I don't know if they would be necessarily interested in like recovery beverages, but that might be the closest fit that I can think of. But happy to chat again. Good to hear from you.
Thank you. And if I may, Mark and Peter, a follow-up, if I may, with the university. The university is my alma mater. I love the university, but they scare me because when it comes to IP, and I've had a couple of folks invoke Diane McLean and more recently George Kudinov down in Anchorage, say that anything I do at the university is going to invoke the Bayh-Dole Act, and that's going to involve the university owning what I have, or at least part of what I have. And whoa, wait a minute. So could you clarify the stance of Alaska ICE and Alaska FAST on IP and working with entrepreneurs and helping us rather than helping the university itself?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, I'm sorry, but
No, that's a totally good question. And I am the right person to talk to about that. FAST, totally not relevant. So there's no way you could work with FAST and the university would have, there's just no IP intermingling there. So like that you should have, and you were saying phase 1, phase 2. I don't know if everybody else knew. I'm pretty sure you were talking about SBIR or STTRs there. And that's what the FAST program is. Like you should totally take advantage of Evelyn's services. She wants you to win SBIRs. It's good for her and it's good for you. You should totally, like, it's free services. I mean, and they're contracting out with expert grant writers around the country. I mean, SBIR specifically. So like I would say you have every reason to work with her. And then with with Center ICE, there are definite first, it's not correct to say blanket statement that if you work with the university, there's Bayh-Dole only applies if there's federal funding for something that the university does, and then you're collaborating with them. Does the federal, and it's not the university that claims ownership, it's the federal government. There are ways to manage that, though, about what work the university does versus what work you do. And it all comes down to like inventorship under patent law, especially, or if we're talking about copyright. There are ways to manage that. And it's pretty much me, Mark Billingsley, and David Park at UAF. And I know Diane's not around anymore, Diane McLean. She just doesn't work here anymore at the university anymore. And George, UAA is a different thing. I don't manage them. UAF is by far the largest research entity in the state. Talk to me and David Park, and we can try to walk through it. And we can also set up the relationship in a way that you don't have to have IP concerns. My bottom line is the university needs to serve Alaska. It doesn't even work for the university to serve itself, because if the university is serving itself, the university is succeeding. The university can't succeed without the whole state succeeding. So I want the university to serve Alaska, which includes serving you.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that.
So in terms of reaching out, you can either reach Mark directly or me, and then we can put you in touch with David to talk about if there is a collaboration that comes up, what's in place to support you on your journey as an entrepreneur.
Okay, real fine. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Anybody have any other comments, questions? Please don't be shy.
Could I add something in, Mark?
I was going to say.
See if it gets the conversation going. And then I saw Rusty pop up. But one thing I want to mention is we've mentioned a lot about this SBI or STTR along with the contracting setup is this is non-dilutive research and development funding. Stephen mentioned USDA. The number of agencies that have these across including the DoD is quite expansive. But the STTR option, which is one which integrates between an entrepreneur and an academic or research institution, is actually higher chance of success on applications, because you have to have that partnership with the research institution going forwards. So just something to keep an eye out there. If you're looking at opportunities and that is an interest of you, the STTR route has just less applicants for the potentially the same funds within the agency. So just a hint from being on the university side and also in the past on the business side, the STTR opportunity could actually have a higher, less applicants per pool of funding call.
Thank you, Peter. We guaranteed no more than 60 minutes. We're going to stick to that. Please don't hesitate still to raise your hand. Rusty, did you have something that I think you might have started to talk there?
Yes, my name is Rusty Atwood. I'm the owner of Alaska Rare Earths LLC. And what I have is basically, you know, mineral deposits, and I live right here in Alaska. I'm Alaska's small business. I'm a stakeholder on Alaska's supply chain of critical minerals. So the biggest obstacle to getting the mining going is the refining side of it. So I wanted to ask you, you know, is there any programs? The best way to set up and do mining clean and efficiently is like a high temperature hydrogen or argon gas, where you utilize 100% ore. So my question would be also, does the Department of Energy or the military have target numbers? I've seen several mining companies get grants and funding. What's the criteria for doing that?
Can you say the name of your business again? Just
Alaska Rare Earth LLC.
Oh, Rare Earth, yeah. Okay. Your question exceeds my knowledge. So there are definitely people in Alaska who are thinking about rare earth elements, including the governor has been really kind of pretty interested in that. And I know there are a couple initiatives at the university that are trying to push on that part. The DGGS department. What does DGGS stand for? Department of something.
Department of Geophysical and Geological Survey.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, and it's also the critical minerals in the supply chain for the batteries.
Yeah, so on the innovation side of what you're talking about there, if you have an innovative solution in mind, that is probably somewhere where we're better to help you out, where we are, Center Ice. I don't know if FAST isn't here, but they would also require the innovative side of things. Perhaps Apex has an idea, but that you're a little outside the realm of what I have in every response to. Peter or Carolyn or anybody else?
I'll let Carolyn go first.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough one, Rusty. We don't really have a resource, financial resource to offer, which sounds like that's part of what you're seeking.
Yeah, or also, you know, just target numbers for the critical minerals in the Alaska, you know, supply chain for these batteries and stuff. Alaska is missing out on a whole lot of money because they're not capitalizing on the mining and the materials they could bring to this battery supply chain while all these other states are cashing in.
That's right, but we haven't first, you know, there's always the shipping issue out of Alaska and then the refining in Alaska. We don't have good in-place refining figured out. I mean, Colorado and New Mexico and California, a lot of other places have a lot of critical minerals, maybe not as easily accessible, but then it's cheaper for them to ship it out and they're more greater access to the refining side of it. It's something that it's big money that Alaska's trying to figure out. We just haven't figured out the economics of it yet to make it work.
Okay, yeah, Mark, also, you know, my location, I got road and port access. I'm not locked up there in the interior where it's going to cost a fortune to get stuff out. So I just want to throw that in there.
Happy to continue the conversation with you. So, you know, feel free to reach out, and you're raising some good points, good opportunities for Alaska. Brady, do you have a comment?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for that question. Rare earth minerals, really important, right? For the DoD. They power batteries, they power a lot of stuff. They're involved in a lot of stuff. It's important. Tanya Paripa, who, if you heard the whole thing, you heard me say she covers the state of Alaska for Ensign generally, but she's on vacation. She is on an Ensign rare earth minerals kind of steering committee. I don't really know how much she's going to have for you, but if you reach out to me, I just put my email in the chat again. I'll connect you with her when she gets back from vacation, and hopefully she can at least put you in touch with people who are thinking about how much do we need of what and what's it worth. So potentially.
Okay, I really appreciate that, Brady.
Yeah,
thank you.
We'll see. Hopefully it's useful for you.
Okay.
Jody?
Hi, so this is Jody King with the Alaska Apex. I just want the Alaska. There another now.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing that.
Yeah, I think you're cutting out, Jody.
I've been having problems with today. Any better?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so what I'd like to recommend is reaching out to the Alaska Small Business Development Center. And
Yeah, I'm a
if you're,
member of that.
yeah, and I would reach out because they also have a national association. They're a federally funded program by SBA, but they're also going to have resources and have other forums and other things tied to possible funding streams related to energy and renewable energy and any of that. And yes, there really has been a lot of discussion, especially battery, as Brady had mentioned. But that's another resource for just, hey, do you guys know of? And they can also put that out throughout their association as well. And that's where it's just kind of check in with them.
Okay, that's very useful. Thank you. Thanks, Jody.
All right, great. Hey, we got 3 minutes left. Is there anything anybody wants to ask, or any of our presenters want to leave any parting comments here?
I guess a parting comment. It's all of us working together, whether it be private sector, academia, and DoD to move us forwards in Alaska, to support those entities that are here from the DoD, and to support us as Alaskans to grow the economy in Alaska. Small businesses, Alaska startups in Alaska are the biggest proponent of our workforce, and therefore we're here to help, we're here to support, and it can start with a conversation. So please reach out for a one-to-one, and then work out how we can help you on your journey wherever you are. You might be an ideator at the very beginning, or somebody that's just looking for a new venture with an existing product. We're here to help.
And
right.
I will echo Peter as well. The Alaska Apex Accelerator is here to help you as well. I put the website, our website, in the chat if you wanted to get a better picture of some of the services that we provide, and also any upcoming events that might be of interest to you. So thank you for having us today.
Great. Hearing no one else, we said we got about 30 seconds left to hit that 60-minute mark. So we're going to let everybody go. Thank you so much for your time. Don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.